Okay, we did the tissue test and we know we have a problem. Was not holding the tissue very well. And if it cannot hold the tissue, your bath fan, it cannot remove the steam from showering very well either. Showering is probably the single biggest contributor to excessive moisture in the house. There's a lot of other factors, but the one shower contributes a ton of steam, and if you don't get all of that out, it's going to linger and maybe on your windows. So we know we have some type of blockage or something. So if you have condensation on your windows, I would definitely start here. It's the easiest thing to look for, easiest thing to fix, and is one of the biggest contributors. So definitely start with this. There are other things around the house, and we're going to do a longer video covering some of those and what you can do about them. This model is a Panasonic. Some of the other brands that have this style are going to be somewhat similar in the fact that they'll have this issue and it just may differ on exactly how it comes out. But they're all usually designed to have this entire assembly drop out of this outer housing pretty easily. Usually for a few screws and disconnecting the wire. All right, we're going to start by disconnecting the wire. So 3 mounting screws to this assembly and it should drop out. Sometimes there's a push tab. Some other brands may have a push tab. I don't think this Panasonic has a push tab. The screws are the only things holding it. Some of them will have some screws, and then sometimes there'll be a push tab where it may be clicked in that you need a screwdriver, or sometimes even your finger. If you push in on the housing and push up on the assembly, it might release. Got a nice extension here, and gonna get about 2 of these screws out, and then I'm gonna have to go to 2 hands mode to do the last one and catch the assembly. Be sure and close your toilet seat, sink drains, shower drains, if you want to keep your screws. This one is not magnetic. I would, however, recommend that if you have one, an extension that's magnetic. All right, in my case, this is taking all of, I don't know, this is a good, probably a 6-inch extension here to get up there and get it. So make sure you have one of these on hand. Okay, last screw out. All 3 are out. It's unplugged, and in the case of Panasonics, they just slide right out. Alright, we borrowed the bath mat from the bathroom, well, because it was right there, and we protect the table with that. Also borrowed the youngest of 4 boys, new tool set for Christmas, and we're guessing, I think it's a 12 mil. I'm glad it's not a 10 because it would take about 8 of those to complete this project. Just a few screws here that hold sort of the motor plate to this plastic housing, and I believe that wheel should pull up and out with this. So just a few, we got, I think maybe 5 screws in total here. We've got a retainer clip here. Alright, so this thing wants to swing up and away from there. So that little tab of metal actually goes underneath the plastic. So you want to swing this far side up and then kind of pull away. And there it is. Pop that nut off, soak this wheel and clean it up. Hold back on this interior. Don't grab this. They're easy to break and tweak and get out of balance. Alright, there shouldn't be a lot of torque on there, and there wasn't. It's kind of one of these like whiz nuts. It's got a little bit of a anti-reversing marks in the bottom to really grip the plastic. So it's really not tight. Should just be a matter of pulling this thing off now. Yep, nice and easy. All right, I'm just going to use the nylon bristle grout brush. These are pretty gentle. Get in here and kind of get some of these crevices. We're soaking over here in a bowl. And then we'll use this to sort of agitate, really loosen things up. I don't know what the 4 boys are using. What kind of hair products they got going on. Some hairspray or something? Yeah, I don't know. I got all that stuff loosened. I'm just going to kind of wipe it out of here with a paper towel. Alright, after soaking in hot water with a little bit of soap, loosened everything up, and was doing really good with this, but really was having trouble getting all the way down. So flushed it under running hot water, and that really helped to get most of it, but there is some just residual on some of the blades. You can see a little bit right. So I'm going to use an old paintbrush, and I can really kind of just go straight up and down, and there's a lot more bristles. Lots of bristles should help just really get it back to be perfectly clean. It's also important to make sure to rinse off any of the residue from the soap. You certainly don't want this to end up even slightly sticky from soap residue. So I'm going to hit this with this brush, get what little bit is left, and it's certainly clear now and unblocked and should flow well, but get it put back together. All right, after another round, looks like we've got about 98%. We're not perfect, we're not brand new, but we're going to take what we can get easy, get this thing reassembled. It's a little wet still, but it'll dry off, I think. Got the inside of this thing while I was at it, just paper towel. Try to get everything as clean as possible. I'll probably be doing this about every other year now. Pay attention to the flat side. It needs to correspond to the shaft. Don't just go pushing it. Force it. These things are fragile. Even though this is relatively flexible, I think they've done a good job of not making them brittle like I think some of them used to be. But yeah, just don't force it. Put the nut back on and snug it. All right, back on and just finger tight, and I'm just going to give it a quarter turn. All right, this end goes in first. Get down motor plate situated, line up all your screw holes, good to go. Wires free, pop it back into the clip, get these screws back in. All right, we got all three of our mounting screws back in. Securely back in place. You can actually see through the fan blades now. And there's a few spots that could be better. But we need to get breathing again, and I actually want to move on to check the other one and do this probably every other year. All right, we got this thing all back together, and I forgot to get good video of the damper itself. So this is where the air will exit. You want to make sure that that damper can move very easily with your finger. I mean, it should take almost nothing. They have them very balanced so that it doesn't take much. That when these fans kick on, they're able to push them open. That backdraft prevention. But you want to make sure it's not stuck or gummed up in any way. That the fan may look clean, the fan may turn on, but if that damper is not opening or can't be pushed open by the fan, it's not going to remove anything either. Also be sure to check your outside vent cover, which can have louvers, doors. Sometimes ours are on the roof, and we have a metal door on it, and it was hung up before on me, so I was able to remedy why it was snagging and fix that. So check that too, in addition to this, to make sure that you have a continual flow heading out. And if you're able to get in your attic, even do that. Make sure that it's connected. Sometimes they can fall off, they can break. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. You can be dumping steam in your attic causing mold. So, you know, definitely a next level, but if you're adventurous enough, be sure and check that out. All right, it's definitely doing better now. Pulls it out of my hand. It's a little more like what it should be doing. You just throw it at it and it'll hang. Pulling it up. Windows are sweating. Bathroom's a little too steamy. Check your bath fan. Also check under your door. Make sure you have about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch clearance. If you're not letting air in, you can't get air out. 4 boys out.